Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Man United agenda. And it is Monday, and it is absolutely scorching outside right now. I've got shorts on, I've got t-shirt on. Only thing I ain't got is a fan. But one thing I've got to say to you is, Eric Ten Hag demand to restore Manchester United to glories. So welcome to the channel. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Man United agenda. And yes, it is hot outside, but guess what, guys? We have got a hot panelist tonight. We got a Monday, Mr. B, and we've got Pat and Rebel, guys. How are we all doing today?
Good.
How you feeling, Mr. B?
I'm good, man. You know me in the sunshine. I never complain when the sun's out.
Sun shining on a rainy day. Yep, that's it. A Monday. How is the weather for you today? What you got? You got the cloth wiping down his brows and everything.
There's my cloth for the question time. I'm in the hot seat. I feel like I'm in the hot seat tonight because it's baking here and I haven't got any fans or anything. But I'm just staying cool, you know. And I kind of see a mirage. If you've seen a few mirages today with this side, it just plays tricks with your eyes, doesn't it, when you're in this heat like this? And I'm glad I see 5 people on the panel. Is that right? 5? Yeah, 5 of the original 5
times.
best.
5 times. Yeah.
There was the Jackson 5, and now here's the Agenda 5, and we're ready to rock. Let's go.
Welcome, Pat. Pat, how you doing today, sir? How are you feeling? Welcome back to the agenda.
I'm good, lads. Thanks very much for asking. I'm very fortunate that I live on the east coast of Ireland, so I'm able to come home and jump straight into the sea. Luckily for me, cool straight off. So
cool. What's the temperature there now? 22?
It was. That was at its hottest.
Oh, brilliant. And Rebel, sir, how are you doing today?
Well, describe the weather that I have here. It is scorchio. It reached a sun-baking 28 degrees, which for pasty, pale, white Irish skin is absolutely no bueno, to use some Spanish. I absolutely sweated like a pig on a spit while I was working today. But do you know what? I have some absolutely wonderful, juicy Manchester United topics to get my teeth into, so it's all good.
It's all good in the hood, guys. If you're new to the channel, you know what to do. Hit that like and subscribe button. We are on the road to 2.5k now. That is the motto, isn't it? That's the new goal we're trying to hit now, guys. So 15 in the chat already. Make sure you do get that notification bell as well when we go live, so make sure you set that as well. But before we even start the topic on Monday, would you mind going through some of these comments quickly, please? Just big up a few people in the chat already. 22 likes. Thank you so much, Vincent.
You know what? I think you were trying to say that's a new direction we're going in, sort of like a One Direction. And my son said he's a One Direction fan, and I said I prefer the oscillating ones. Anyway, let's get these comments. We've got Eddie in the house. Sorry. Eddie's in the house. This is the original Eddie Waffle. He's saying good evening to the Man United agenda. Hope everyone is enjoying the baking sun. I want to say hi to Andy Long. I'm going to come back to the second comment he's bringing later. For Cure, how you doing, man? Big up. Good evening, says all. Hi to Vincent from Brummie, Birmingham. Hi to Bill Baggio. He's saying ciao all the way from, well, we'd say his heart's in Italy. Whether he's there or not, I don't know. HG Gamer saying Van der Beek swap is a load of shite. Andy's saying Mr. B's taking ages to do his hair again. And Paddy's here. Hope you're doing well, Paddy. Big up, man. Emma K is here. And wonderful bath time with Warren is here. He's saying he's absolutely melting into ice cream and shandy. It's amazing. Wow.
And don't forget Love Island at, is it 9 o'clock?
Oh, yeah, of course. We can't go. We haven't got long, have we? So let's speed this up so we can get the best out of bath time.
Oh, brilliant. So, guys, as I said, and don't forget as well, we are Brian M. Hi, welcome. This is all yours, OMONDI. You can see better than I.
Oh, yeah, it's there for you to see. Yeah, go, Paul and Brian M. is also. They're piling in at the moment, making it hotter than it should be. Yeah, so
temperature's getting hot in here, and I'm sweating.
40 degrees. Yeah.
Need a fan, need something. And
So what's on the menu? What's on the menu? Because I'm hungry.
are
Let's
you
chew
hungry?
on
So in the menu, we send you our venue. Let's not start that.
rhymes. That rhymes.
So first things first, guys, we are going to go through a quote. We're going to get Rebel to read it out for us, and then we're going to then start getting into the juicy details of the agenda. So there's lots of information circulating around Ten Hag and his interview, and let's talk. Let's kickstart it.
Very good. The first one is he's speaking on the challenge ahead. He says, I must say I have a strong belief. This is a big challenge, but until now, everywhere I've been, I've got the maximum out of my teams. This is the project that is the most difficult. I realize that, but I am here. So I'm convinced that I can do it. The first target is to win every game. That has to be our approach. That belongs to Manchester United. It is a pleasure. It's why I took it. I know it's not an easy job, but that gives me some joy and energy. That together with all the people around to make a unified cooperation. That has to be the platform for success.
Ooh. So let's kickstart it now. So let's go, Pat. Ten Hag obviously we're utilizing the quote from his interview today. So Ten Hag has acknowledged the scale of the job that's required in the rebuilding process of Manchester United. Does this inspire you with confidence with his words?
Yes, every piece of the man speaking at the moment gets me excited. So I have to say, I'm looking forward to this guy being in charge. He's going to change a whole lot. He's on about character building and behavior. I like that. He's on about the background of the players. This is very important. He's just not on about these superstars he wants in. He's all about a whole rounded player, the way we spoke about. We used to get signed players in the good old days. So yeah, I like him. I like him a lot. He also mentioned it's not about a starting 11. It's about the full squad. It's a lot of games. So what this guy is going to bring us back to is a whole squad of players who are going to come in and out of the starting 11, and it's going to get us through the season, and it's going to be some nice rotation, and I'm looking forward to seeing that.
So I'm going to go to OMONDI, and then we'll go to Mr. Bean and Rebel. With obviously what Pat just said there, we've seen some of the interview that he's conducted, and also we've now see him on the touchline in the preseason friendly. And what I can get and I can gather from looking at him as a manager, he doesn't rest on his laurels, does he? It's almost like he goes out, and whether or not it's a friendly or whatever, I'm on there, he goes out to win. So do you think with like what he's trying to build, do you think he will be very successful, and will he demand or command the players at full attention as well to get to where we need to get to as a club?
Yes, and yes, totally. He will look. He said in the interview, he wants to win every game. That's how you reach the standards. It's to kind of like when Fergie came in and he was behind Liverpool and he said we need to overtake them. He's saying that indirectly in a different way. He's spoken to the guys about getting a job. He's given his manifesto, and I think we should all vote for down the street number 10 Hag. We're lacking a prime minister at the moment. This kind of speech is rousing. It's got me turned on. And it also got us an erection. Excuse me. That joke's running dry anyway. But what I'm saying here is, yeah, he speaks it. He delivers it on the training ground. You can see he's assertive in what he's saying and what he's doing. So some people speak, give it all talk like politicians and do nothing. You know, oh, we promise you this, promise you that, and they get voted in and they do nothing. But this guy is promising a lot of stuff, and he's actually, from what we can see on the training ground, what we can see through the respect from the players on the training ground, and what we can see on the pitch, standing in the technical area, pointing things out, directing his orchestra, his band. That's what I like to see. He's showing he's a man of action and a man of his word as well. So I like that, and that sounds like a sort of man that Mr. B would be interested in as well. Man of action.
Man of action, yeah, Mr. B. Looking again, like we're saying about on the sideline, what I've noticed as well, even in the game we played in Australia against Melbourne, Luke Shaw lost the ball a couple of times, and it's almost like he came running out of his technical area, and he's literally standing there until sort of he got it right, should I say. Now, integrity with him, and we've had all these other managers, say for instance your Ole and things like that, who will probably promise people things, but with Ten Hag so far, what can you see that's so different to what Solskjaer did?
They're scared. They look like they're worried for their place. At the end of the day, Solskjaer was their friend. He owes none of them nothing. So he's made Maguire captain. We already know that Maguire's been playing on the left side of the defence. He's come and bought Martinez for 50 million. He doesn't owe Maguire anything. Like he doesn't owe Rashford anything. Like he doesn't owe Martial anything. On Monday, you went back to finishing second a couple years ago. And it being the same players. That's maybe what he's probably told them to forget about the whole of last season and try and get them into the mindset of whatever mindset they had finishing second. They are good players. We do cuss and we do moan and we do bitch, but they are good players. So now we've got a top coach, not a good coach. We've actually got a top coach, not manager. We've got a top coach. And you could already see in the 2 weeks, 3 weeks that he's been there, the bits that we've seen, he's not scared to, sometimes in training, managers hide what they're doing, hide their setup. In Melbourne, he had the cameras watching them virtually the whole time. I'm not saying he didn't change. I'm not saying he didn't change the training or whatever, the intensity of the training because the cameras were there. But today, there's streams of him doing the Conte thing on the players where the players are collapsing. That's beautiful to see. They're now earning their bloody money. They're not sitting down there scooting around, busting joke on Instagram. How much of them have tweeted or Instagram? They're too fucking tired. Yeah, that's great to see. It's brilliant.
And yeah, you are right with that though, Mr. B, because obviously what I've noticed is the Man United social media when it comes to the players now is literally died down completely. The only sort of one I saw the other day was Marcus Rashford welcoming Martinez to the club, and that's the only social media I've seen that place I've done, and that's it.
Who should be doing that? Who should be doing that? Who should be welcoming a new player to the club? It should be the club captain, right?
Yes.
He's shitting himself.
Let's come to Rebel because on Monday shaking his head. Rebel, basically, we're going to go back. And does his word actually inspire you with confidence? And can you see him bringing back a successful era to the club?
I think what we're looking at here is a guy that's completely and utterly believes his own abilities. We're seeing a guy that is saying, look, I've done this with every single club I went in. I put my hands on that club and they delivered to the maximum of their potential. And that is what he's seeking to do at Manchester United. Now, what I do love is the sense of realism that he applied when he was speaking about his ability as a coach to get the best out of the players. He said, don't be under any illusions, lads. This is a long-term job. There's a scale of work to be done. And for me, I'm kind of hopeful, but at the same time realistic as to what I might have thought in previous years was a good season. I might be dropping that expectation down a phase or two while he shapes the squad in the way that he wants it. But this guy looks like he is the real deal. And for the first time in a long time, we probably have belief in our manager.
And Rebel, I'm going to second that as well, because for me, watching him on the touchline and also watching his press conference as well, I know we're going to say certain things about other club, but I don't really want to talk about the other club too much. But it reminds me very much of that manager. Basically, oozes that charisma. He's basically is a manager, and it's people listen when he speaks. And for me, with the players, it's almost like they are getting on board. I was watching the press conference on Thursday with him and Rashford, and what I could see, it's almost like Rashford was almost listening to every single word he was saying, and it's almost like Rashford was believing everything Ten Hag was saying. For me, if he's doing it on the pitch, that's just so much confidence for us as a football club going forward. But we can only take it season by season. So expectation this season for me, I'm not expecting a lot from the team this season, but maybe next season when he start getting his own players in the club, that's when I'll start taking more notice and sort of looking at the progression of the club. If we win a trophy this season, great. But I'm not expecting to win anything this season. Let's ask the question as well. Does hands up here or yes or no? Do you guys actually believe we might win something this season?
No.
Monday?
Yeah, I think we get top 4, and I think we can win a trophy.
What are you talking about? We already won the Bangkok trophy. That's it. I'm out of here.
Yes, we won something. Pat, do you think we're going to win anything this season?
I'd love to see us at least challenge for my favourite, the FA Cup.
Yeah, Rebel.
I would tend to agree. I don't think it's beyond the realms of possibility that a domestic cup run is on the cards. If we are in around the fight for the top 4 to come in the season, I'd be delighted with that. I think that would be growth in the squad, and hopefully that we can progress then again from that. But yeah, domestic cup maybe is about as good as I could see it getting for us this season.
Quick one in the chat as well. Do anyone believe we could win something? Yes or no? No, Mr. B is no Monday. Challenging. Pat, yes. I'm going to put my neck out there. I'm going to say I think we could probably, if any trophy we can win, I reckon it's going to be Europa League. That's the one I think we could win if we were going to win something. That's just me saying it. I don't think we're finishing the top 4. I think we'll win that, and that will take us back into Champions League. I don't know what everyone's opinion is on the chat. So let's go. Monday, would you mind going through some of these comments, please? Thank you.
No problem. So
53 in the chat, guys. Sorry, I'm on the 53 in the chat. If you're new to the channel, give us a subscribe. If you're not new to the channel, give us a like. Also, remember the Fantasy Football League as well. Kickstart on Tuesday, Rebel.
Tuesday week, we're doing the first show. So 8:30 Tuesday week is the debut for the Fantasy Football Show in conjunction with FTB Sports. We will be simul broadcasting on both channels, and we're looking forward to hearing your thoughts about what players you're looking to bring in and the structures to your squad. It will, of course, be on fantasy.premierleague.com, and Mr. B has sourced a wonderful trophy for our winner, and not to mention Solo will more than likely be doing the panelist forfeit.
And also, guys, remember as well with the Fantasy Football League, there is a head-to-head as well. So remember, there is a head-to-head to go with it as well.
And
which
just
I'm dreading.
And just to remind everyone, you have to be in by the time game week 2 starts, because we will be closing the entries at that point, just to keep it fair and honest.
Thank you. When you're ready on Monday, thank you.
Yeah, so I want to say hi to Paddy. Paddy here is saying he's talking about Erik ten Hag. He talked about high standards, which is good. But yeah, again, I will have to see some ruthlessness at some point.
How long did that last?
Not long.
Big old Paddy.
First comment. HC Gamer saying Ten Hag doesn't give a F if it's 4-0, 8-0, 13-0. He's poker faced all match long. Andy Long, how are you doing? He says, I like the intensity of Erik ten Hag. Reminds me of Fergie. Mistakes are unacceptable in the first minute or the 31st minute or the 98th minute if you're Fergie. Big up lads from our man, that is Stephen Fletcher. Also, Gavin is in the house. He said, definitely the right man for the job. What I worry about is people and owners around him. We all know the Glazers are a waste of space. Arnold and Murta, a big concern for him as well. But he's endorsing the manager. Bath time saying, as long as we don't salute players, Adebayor and Sherwood, I don't care what he does on the touchline. I want to see what's going on the pitch. Paddy's saying, agreeing with Bath time. Luke Shaw's one of the weakest links for him. He has been for a long time. I want to say hi to FTB Column. He's just done a show. Go and check it out on FTB channel. He said Erik ten Hag's goal this season should be getting us back in the Champions League. And you asked the question, you did Solo, about where he'd come. Rich Sports is saying pre-season positive signs. How you doing, Rich Sports? Emma's saying Gavin Wood. I think Arnold has talked about the Woodward's awful mistakes and told him how they're going to change things. It kind of shows with how much has been allowed to change already, as in food and also thing. We're saying here, Bath Times agreeing with me. He says a cup and top 4 should be okay. Europa League says Column. Yes, Europa League says Vincent, and League Cup or FA Cup. FA Cup and League. Oh, he wants it all. HD Game is saying the Poundland treble. Gavin Ward saying he's been a boss and not their mate. That's where Ollie went wrong. I want to say hi to Sector. He's back. He said Europa League is a real possibility. And we are reading the comments. Cup and top 4 says Rich Sports. So a lot of people agree. Do you want to say hi to I agree back? He's back again. He says top 4, Europa League again, and League Cup final, Europa League. Everyone's saying Europa League. They agree with you guys. Yeah,
Europa League.
and that's about it. Thank you.
Yeah, I think, that's it. So, guys, as I said, the Fantasy Football League actually kicks off. I'll go on Robin Norman as well.
I was just saying hi to Rob Norman as well. But yeah, fantasy football, let's go.
Yeah. So remember, guys, we are launching the fantasy football. Make sure you tune in 8:30 next Tuesday, where we'll be streaming. Rebel, down to you again, sir. This is all you.
Yeah, we'll be streaming live here at 8:30. Pat Laws will be joining me, I think, and so will Colm from the chat. We will be discussing all things fantasy football. It will be simulcast in association with FTB Sports. So if you have interest in any other sports like American football, boxing, etc., that is the place to be. Our sister channel FTB Sports will be covering all that for you. Fantasy.premierleague.com, and the codes will be put up again later in the show.
Brilliant, thank you. And there are 64 in the chat. If you're new to the channel, please give us a subscribe. If you're not new to the channel, just hit that like button. Thank you. So let's move on to the next topic, and it is Ten Hag's style of play. So again, is that Rebel for you, Rebel, or have we got it up?
Yeah, it's me again. So he's saying, basically, it's a lot of, let's say, a package of tools you have to have. Sorry, but apologies, that's the next one. He says, we want to play proactive attacking football where it's possible. We want to play good, and if we don't play good, we still have to win. Our team will be different to Ajax's, he references, because it is all different players, a different type of football. That is clear. Finally, it is about the players you have, because I cannot change the identification characteristics of a player.
So I'm going to try and break down a question. So let's go to OMONDI. OMONDI, you're the man for style of play. You're going to be also launching the new show on Tuesday night at 10 o'clock in the next week or so as well, where it's going to be a sort of, not tactical breakdown, but it's called, can we give the name away yet on Monday or not yet? Are we still working on that?
The name will be revealed very soon.
Okay, the name will be revealed. So it's a new show. We'll be kicking off on Tuesday night. There's a poll out as well. All right, then. There's a poll going out there as well, guys. So get involved in the poll. I don't know what the poll is, but get involved. So
can Ten Hag win something this season?
Oh, brilliant. Okay.
Can Ten Hag win something this season? It's a simple yes or no vote.
Oh, thanks, Mr. B. Can I have a 1 or a 2? So speaking on the style of play, he outlined what his vision for how the team should set up. He's also acknowledged that this is different. It's a different team. So I'm not going to go through the whole question, whole thing with that. But obviously, on Monday, we've always talked about style of play and a sort of vision where Manchester United, we thought we lacked, especially last season. So far in the pre-season, you can actually see changes. So can you actually see the formula so far of the style and the system of play yet on Monday, under Ten Hag?
Yeah, and the most important thing is the attitude of players. Adapting to the style of play. That's what they have to do. They have to make changes. We've only seen 180 minutes so far, and I like what I see so far. I am not qualified to really discuss this because I haven't seen the full 90 minutes, and I will be in the next couple of weeks, be catching up on all the games. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to watch them, but you can get a good opinion from Pat and Rebel and some other guys as well on the channel who have watched all the games. But I like what I see, just taking details, taking notes of what I can. And there is a system change, there is an identity, and the players are trying their best to adapt to it, some better than others.
Okay, and Mr. B?
What was the question? Can I see changes?
System. Can you see, obviously he was talking about the style and the system.
Definitely. Even down to there was still a style of play. Obviously, whatever happened at the back happened at the back. We're not going to go into that. But there was, up until then, there was a style of play. What I do like is that the players are doing the ugly side of the running, but not the defensive side of it.
Yeah.
If a player was running forward with the ball, players weren't necessarily breaking their neck, one to keep up with them or give them the option as the pass past them. Now you actually see that players are breaking forward to support the play with the ball rather than relying. That's something that I've really noticed, and that's something that I've enjoyed watching.
Yeah. So let's go to Pat. Pat, do you expect to see formation and tactics that might not currently associate Ten Hag with as well?
Yeah, well, what this guy said at the very start of his very first interview is that he'll play the squad to its strengths. He'll play players in positions to their strengths. So he's only really had 2 90-minute games and like coming up to 3 weeks training session. So he might shock us completely in the next game and try different players in different positions in different formations. Because what we've seen in the first game was just the main 2 people alone in Fred McTominay. You saw Fred higher up the pitch in the first game, and you seen McTominay play a deeper role, and it was vice versa in the Melbourne game. So I'm really looking forward to the next game to see where he starts playing everybody else, because if that's what I've noticed about them 2 players, it means that he's not set on positions of players yet. He's gonna keep changing them around, and he's gonna get it into a formation, the system that he thinks is the strongest starting 11. Well, I wouldn't even say strongest starting 11, but strongest positions for the players he has.
Yeah, and Rebel as well, style of play, a system. What can you see? Sort of, obviously, what's different compared to last season, and do you have confidence within how he's trying to utilize? Obviously, Fred and Scott, we're not sure what's going to happen to them this season, but it's probably Fred was probably the better player last season. Can you probably see him moving Fred from where he is as holding to a bit more forward from what you've seen as well so far in the pre-season friendly?
I think what's clear from and evident from this guy is that the way that we set up is going to evolve as he gets his players up to the level, and as he brings in certain players for positions that he believes need strengthening and need more the characteristics that he will want and desire to utilize systems that he sees being the way and style of play down the line. But what is evident is the energy that is in that team, and the level of running and harrying seems to have definitely increased, which is great to see. There was a reference in the comments to big Dutch Czechry football, and you know, if we do see that at Old Trafford, I will absolutely be delighted. But yeah, I think he's obviously cutting the suit to the style of player that he's got at the moment. Some of them will evolve, some of them will eventually be cast off, but I have full trust in the process, and as we see more of Ten Hag's players come in, I'm sure we would be astounded as to who this team actually is.
So hopefully, fingers crossed, he keep Phil Jones then, yeah? Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, guys, just a quick one, just to move on to the next subject now with it. So Ten Hag, obviously, we are very happy in what we've seen at the moment from him. Anyone got any further sort of comments or anything to follow up from it? Because obviously, you can't really judge just on 2 games so far in the preseason friendly. But what I can judge and I can see, it's almost like he's getting his words across on Monday.
Yeah, totally. I mean, look, we all talked about players being finished, and everyone's been revived at the club. That's something he's also mentioned. So now everyone's got an opportunity under this manager to show themselves. Whether it's a youth player, whether you're an old school player, it's been there a long time, and the fans are on your back, Maguire, then you can still turn it around. I mean, the perfect example of that is Maguire getting all the stick for the last couple of years. And he's come back and endorsed him and said he can be captain. So there you go, right there. The man is giving everyone the confidence and the lift they need, and being a psychologist to press their buttons and get the best out of the players.
Yeah, and obviously gonna go to Rebel now. Listen to his quotes and trying to get the message across for the discipline, restoring the confidence in the squad. It would appear to suggest that he is attempting to pick the squad up from a very low sort of position where we finished the lowest points tally in the season for us. With this as well, sorry, with this, how do you think the morale boost will be now with the team, Rebel?
Yeah, I think he's clearly stating that Manchester United as a club definitely fell down into the doldrums, and he's arrived into a dressing room that was maybe split in two, maybe had some people that weren't acting in the best interest of the club. I just want to hit a couple of his quotes actually from the interview because I think they actually say it better than anything that I could actually say. He says it's a lot of, let's say, a package of tools you have as a coach. Of course, training sessions and meetings collectively and individually, they are all their own team and topics. It is a process, and finally, it has to stick together. It has to be in a structure, in a team, a platform from how we can win a game. The players have to respond well to the demands we have, that I have. I set some standards, we introduce how to play, and I'm satisfied with that. This is why we started in quite early fitness, he said. But also, I wanted to bring in a certain way of playing. It won't be done when we finish preseason, but it will get results. And discipline, he says, I think one of the issues you have when you want to get results is you need a team. It's an organization, cooperation, and also you need discipline. When there is no discipline around, you will not find it on the pitch as well. On such issues, I'm quite severe. But I think it is to be the players themselves to be severe on each other, because if they want to achieve success, they have to stick together. Sometimes there's a need for correction. And in restoring the confidence, as you mentioned, Sodi says, you can see that it affects the players. Now you have to cheer them up and motivate them. We are trying to bring the confidence back. This is one of the important points to get success, that you have self-belief as an individual and as a team. This is a process. For instance, the positive talk that we have, and he goes on and speak on how he's trying to build the confidence of the players. So for me, again, you can see that this guy is building a mechanism, both in his coaching tactics and the frame of mind that he wants his players in.
And Mr. B, obviously, going to the quotes what he Rebel just read out, and for us looking at this squad, the discipline of the squad as well, and lots of information got leaked. Stories was coming out about certain things within the changing room, and I think we spoke about earlier about obviously certain things not being leaked now. With the sort of like doing the discipline and restoring the confidence with the players, is it a case of all of these guys need to come off the social media side of it? That's one. Two, it's whatever was promised to the players, they deliver whatever was promised to the players rather than over-promising and can't actually give the players what they were promised.
Well, in regards to the social media, they have to be adult. They know they can't post porn, smoking, anything to do with drinking. So they already know what they can't post. All they need to be is sensible enough to know that if you lose a game, we as fans don't want to hear sorry. We would rather not hear anything at all and just acknowledge that you were shit. Don't come on and pander to us and treat us like we're a bunch of idiots, first thing. In regard to the broken promises, what did you mean in regards to broken promises? From who? The board?
So the board, obviously, like, you know, obviously the Ronaldo sort of situation, he's coming in, he was told like we're going to challenge for this. You've got Jadon Sancho, we came in.
Ronaldo knew what he was coming into. There's no way he came into our club not knowing there were certain fandangles going on behind the scenes.
I love it.
It obviously he didn't expect us to finish where he finished, and him being internally in the club, he's probably seen the mess and couldn't believe the mess that he was in. His standards are high. His standards are higher than virtually anybody else in the game. So anybody below that was always going to look inferior. But what it seemed like happened at the club, the younger players, instead of embracing what Ronaldo was telling them, and when I say young, I don't mean the established players as the Rashfords, the Martials, the Lingards, who are younger than him. I'm talking about the really young ones, the Savages, the Mabrys, who haven't been tarnished by being Man United so-called players. They're youth players at a great club. So anything they see Ronaldo as, if he tells them whatever he's told them, maybe they don't take any notice. But for me, it seems like they were the ones who what's the word, embraced him, where the other ones probably pushed up their face a bit and thought, "Child, he's coming here and he's ruined whatever the status quo was."
Yeah. And let's go to OMONDI. Jesus, I'm losing sight of this now. OMONDI. Oh, is it Pat? Sorry.
Yes.
Go on, Pat. Pat, apologies.
Sorry, what's the question to me?
So the question was to do with obviously I've asked Mr. B. The question was to do with the disciplinary at Manchester United, sort of like players buying into with Ten Hag, also the social media aspects of it, about the players sort of not really posting up anything anymore, and what players was promised at the club coming into the club as well.
Yeah, so look, I'm just going to touch on what Mr. B said earlier about the social media and being too tired and afraid to put anything on it. So at the moment, what they're doing on the pitch and off the pitch, they're trying to form an impression of what Erik ten Hag thinks of them. The last thing they need to be doing is putting any wimpy stuff up on social media, and then Erik ten Hag forms an opinion about them, and then the next thing you know, they're out the door. What they need to do, and what they all need, they need to do, is do what they're told. Do what Erik is asking them to do. And when the goals start going in the back of the net, to start reaping the rewards for all the hard work and discipline, for all the instruction they've put in, is starting to pay off. And when they're jumping around the pitch, screaming one another, they're like, it worked. Let's do this. Let's keep doing what the manager asks us. And that's where I think we'll start seeing the big payoff. And the discipline, you might not see as much social media posts, because Ten Hag will keep them on the toes constantly, and he knows that the first sight of that, he'll pull them up on it.
Yeah. Thank you, Pat. OMONDI, would you mind going through some of these comments? But before we go, guys, remember there's 118 in the chat at the moment. If you're new to the channel, just give us a subscribe. We are on the road to 2.5k subscriber. There's only 37 likes in the comments. Come on, guys, give us some loving. And don't forget the fantasy football as well, which we're going to go through with Rebel quick breakdown as well.
Mr. Agre saying we can compete this season. In fact, he said we can compete. I'm seeing our top opponents in a mess, and Ten Hag's kills off small teams anyway. So whereas we dropped points to smaller teams last season, he reckons we'll be winning them games. I want to say hi to Kerwin Carter Williams. How you doing? He said, superb players, maybe. But he's smiling, so it must be something positive. Also, I want to say to Mr. Julius, how you doing? Hola, yeah. Julius, he says he already won a trophy, and everyone's referring to what Pat said earlier, the Beijing. No, was it whatever?
Bangkok Community Shield or something.
HG Gamer saying he wants Donny and Zidane as a pivot against Palace tomorrow. We'll find out with TalkMU. Don't forget to watch the watch along. Gavin Ward saying missing a Roy Keane type of player at the moment. Martinez signing is heading in the right way. Need a physical presence in the midfield, though, he reckons. I want to say hi to the man, Steve Fletcher. He says, while Ten Hag beds in a system with his intensity, we see peaks and trouts with his stamina. So I think we have to see some rotation at the start of the season and might not see a settled 11 until after the World Cup. That's a very good point. Agri again says 1-2 touches and identifying each other on the pitch is a bit more visible now. He's it's unlike the rampant running and long blind passes as before. Well done. That's a great comment. SHAH is in the house as well. SHAH saying he worked before the whistle and he works after the whistle. Ten Hag is exactly the kick in standards we needed throughout the club. Good comment there from SHAH. I even see McTominay playing a little faster, says HD Gamer. Steve Fletcher saying, to be fair on Monday, he never said he's my captain. He said he's the captain. Subtle difference, but it's still a difference on the whole. Accepted. MK is saying the youth straight from the academy seem to be getting it quicker, picking up quicker than the seniors, as if they played something similar there, or it's just the fact that they come directly from football school. So saying they're picking up a lot quicker. HD Gamer saying Donny and Zidane pivot. Thoughts? He's asking us. We hold that one for later. Classic Rohan. How you doing, man? Fan says, can we still sign De Jong? That's the question mark. We come on to that.
I'll say walk away from it.
Well, I think we're talking about that in a bit because he does discuss that. Agri says, remember those 5 rules, the 5 commandments. We all remember that. We did a show on it. Richard Herbert saying we might be okay. Trust lads. players, trust lads, players coming in, and we've been linked with PSG wing back. Ten Hag knows defense is a problem. We're tightening up. The Lord has told him, he says. So he's blessed. Idris, how you doing? Hi, welcome to the
Idris
channel.
Elba.
Idris is saying, please we are asking the manager of Manchester United to sign Anthony from Ajax. He loves Anthony. Big up Idris. Kerwin again is saying Ronaldo is not a business, is a business, not a player. He should only be slated for his behaviour from us fans. No double standards. We are United supporters first before we support any player. Few more here. I want to say hi to Ole Kunle. He's the Liverpool fan that loves to come on and he's got some positive comments. Said, even all, what's all this poll about? Eric Ten Hag has already run a trophy. Thank you very much. And the parade has been organised. Yep, we know. Rich Herbert saying, do you lot, meaning us, the panel, want to take a 5-minute break because we've been going for 40 minutes now. We need a water break because of the heat. MEFC saying, I love Ten Hag. He's a winner. Definitely, we agree with that. Couple more here. I want to say hi to Laurent. How you doing, Laurent? You must be French. He says,
no, it's not.
From Dubai. Welcome all the way from Dubai. We're international out here. He says, keep up the good work, lad. we might see Van der Beek start against Palace, ? Okay. MEFC saying, Nick Speakman, the United admin, creates social media accounts and he posts for most of the players as well. And I'm going to leave just one more here. Say hi to Stephen Lucas. He says, Anthony must come to Man United because he's such a brilliant player. And we will leave it as that. You got a new
one there as well.
Sorry, hijacker. Man times 2 says Man United from the top club to satellite club of Ajax, which means they're our feeder club. But yeah, great comments there, guys. Thank you.
Great comment. Wow, time's gone. 130 in the chat, and I know 007 was asking about the fantasy football. So should we put that up quickly? He wants to see it.
Yes,
he wants to. I've done it. Yeah,
yep, there it is.
This off.
So, in conjunction with our sister channel FTB Sports, live on a Tuesday night at 8:30, we are going to be launching our Fantasy Premier League show. It will be starting tomorrow week, so not tomorrow, but tomorrow week, and we'll be discussing all things fantasy football. And if you are a fan of other sports outside of Premier League, be sure to check out FTB Sports, who brings you American football, boxing, and all that other good stuff. So there will be a wonderful trophy that Mr. B has found and sourced for us for the winner.
I didn't find it. Made it sound like I took it out of the dustbin when I bought it.
Did it come out of the Tottenham thingy?
Trophy cabinet.
Yeah, came out Tottenham one, innit? The dust.
So, fantasy.premierleague.com, there's your code, and there also is a head-to-head, but just to let you know, we are closing the league to new entrants from the commencement of game week 2. This is just to keep it fair, and that somebody that has 1,000 points ahead of people doesn't come in late in the day and whip your trophy from you.
Oh, he wants to know. It's not renamed because we've done it this way to get everyone on the channel involved with it. That's why we've done it this way. Call it the Mani Agenda. So if you do win it, 007, it's not been changed to things.
There's going to be there'll be 2 different leagues. If you've entered, this code brings you into that one. The FTB league, if you were in it last year, once the league's up and running, you'll enter that one straight away.
Well, yeah, you're in it. I haven't sorted that out yet myself, so I need to.
All right, we know about the fantasy league. I want to say hi to Elias. How you doing? He says he's watching for the first time. Minute 5 of the stream. Let's see if I subscribe or not at the end. Make sure you do, man. Sit down, relax, and put your feet up. We've got more topics to discuss. So big up, Elias, and welcome to the channel. And Anwar here saying, "Man, I Marcel Ronaldo. He's such a disgrace. He thinks he's bigger than the club." Jeez.
Who said that?
Here.
Anwar.
Here. We might as well wait until we get to the Ten Hag. Oh, never mind.
Dutch Gurus in.
Okay. Let's read this out from our guy all the way from Dutch football, the expert on Dutch football for the Man United agenda. It's Vincent again. He's dropped it at $5 or £5, and he's saying, "Fun side fact: Eric Ten Hag is probably richer than Arnold. He did not want it to follow the wealthy family business, but his football obsession." So he's saying he's richer than Arnold. Has he got some secret deals going on behind the scenes? I don't know. Maybe you can explain what you mean there. I want to say hi to Mike Scully as well. With the 5 sub rule, it will be key that subs can play. So maybe that's what we're seeing in these games. And almost first 11 with great options to come on. Good shout.
Oh, big up. So he's just said it just appeared on his YouTube suggestion list.
Very
Make sure
good.
you
You
hit
know
that
where it's at,
subscribe.
Elias. You know where it's at. Enough
It's
things
faith.
going on at the Man United agenda. Yes.
Faith. So guys, we're going to move on to the next one now. Wow, the time's gone quick. We're on 45 minutes already. Jesus.
Just a quick
So-
one before you do so, go on to Ronaldo. There was just a quick. He mentioned the directors. There's not really much to discuss on it. He says that there's good cooperation between them, good communication, and I think that's probably evidenced by the fact that we got Martinez ahead of Torres, who was a long-term United target.
And this one's just for Elias. I'm going to read this out, Elias. You wanted it. You said you would wait 5 minutes.
He's got
and guess
it.
what? Ronaldo, we're hearing Ronaldo. So Eric Ten Hag determined to restore glory to Man United alongside Cristiano Ronaldo. Eric is looking forward to working with Ronaldo and determined to restore glory to Man United. Success, the Glazer family has told the new manager they want and expect. That's 9 years since Fergie retired have featured more ups than downs at Old Trafford, where the Dutchman has become the sixth manager to take charge and be in a hot seat since the Scotch man retired. A family issue meant he missed out on United's pre-season tour Thailand. Talking about Ronaldo, and Ten Hag has again underlined that Ronaldo is in his vision for the season ahead. It's clear, he said, he's not for sale. He said after the training in Melbourne, I planned with him, having him along, and I'm looking forward to working with him. But the rest I cannot say anymore because the situation is still the same as last week. So there you go. That's the comment from the man himself, Ten Hag, on Ronaldo. And we've got another £5 contribution here from UK Strange. He said, big up the United agenda.
Big up.
Okay?
Thank you so much
Big
for
up to
that,
you,
man.
Strange.
You guys trying. Big up. Big up. Absolutely amazing. Thank you as well. There is Tyrone in the building, I believe. There's loads of people in. Like, there's Simon in as well. Have we hit Simon?
Yeah, Simon is saying he's talking about Ronaldo. He disrespected our team. He has to know that the club are bigger than him, and he is the club. He must leave the club before confusing our teammates. He's saying, and also I want to say hi to Joseph. Joseph saying what Ten Hag is doing is fantastic. I love to see more, but Anthony is United. Let him go. Okay, brilliant.
Okay, so we're going to move on to the next one, and we still got so much to go through.
Solo.
Yeah.
Can I ask you one question?
Go on.
Having read that and listened to Ten Hag, do you think that is clear, definitive proof that Ronaldo is staying and that we should disregard anything in the print media going forward?
Listen, 100%, because as I said, what he has convinced me in every single word he says. So for me, yes, I honestly believe that's the matter completely clear now with Ronaldo. Ronaldo is sent to Man United. He's publicly came out today and saying he's got plans, and also with an additional extension possibility on his contract as well. So that's concluded. That's finished for me. I don't want to hear no Ronaldo talk. Ronaldo leaving Man United. Ronaldo ain't going nowhere.
Now, Eric Ten Hag said he's happy with Ronaldo. He's given him instructions on his fitness to look after himself while he's away, and not that he needs instructions to keep himself fit because he's such a professional. So the fact that he's away, he has approval from the club. He has instruction to keep himself fit from the manager. It's just smoke from the media. So we need to just put this to bed now.
Okay. So we're going to hit now regarding the Martinez and are we doing the Van der Beek swap deal first? Yeah, let's do the Van der Beek swap deal first then. So guys, obviously there is a couple of... Go on.
I think we're after... Oh, we're switching again, are we?
Go back to... We do Martinez.
We're doing Martinez. We're doing Martinez.
It's rotation here. We're doing a bit of rotation.
Yeah, do Martinez. So we're going to do Martinez. Yeah. We'll do... Go on.
I have two quick comments from Ten Hag on the two players mentioned down there, because obviously they're both going to be fighting for that left side of centre back position. He says on Martinez, we need good players there, but I think we need a squad that is also good and deep. I analysed United last year, and we were quite vulnerable on the left part of the defence. He is left-footed, and that is an advantage in possession and also in defending. He brings a South American spirit, a controlled aggressiveness. Paddy, I hope you're listening to that. I think it will be a really good fit with the way Manchester United are setting out to play. He's not the tallest, but is very good in the air. I feel comfortable with that. Of course, you need the right balance, and he is capable of good timing, and we bring him in to strengthen not only the squad but the team. And in regards to his direct competitor with Maguire, he says, I always see the captaincy as an issue that I dictate. The team building for me is an important point, and I always talk about the group of leaders. The captain is a really important one, and I'm happy with him. It can't help give him more confidence. I will support him everywhere I can. In the end, he has to do it by himself, and he has the qualities to do it. We have good centre halves, and Harry's one of them. He can play on the left side and on the right. So there's a suggestion that maybe a change in position in the defence could be on the cards for Harry.
Wow, mouthful. 21 in the chat, guys. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. If you're not new to the channel, just hit the like and get involved in the poll as well. I don't know what the numbers for the poll is at the moment, but Amanda, I might come into you first because I know obviously you're Maguire guy and the leader of Manchester United. So we need to establish sort of with the quotes that Ten Hag came up with today. So his reference to both Harry Maguire and Martinez in his quotes. He mentioned the quality that Martinez brings to the table. He also referenced when speaking to about his captaincy, the quality require. So we're talking about the quality. A lot of people will question Harry Maguire regarding his captaincy. But now we've got it again from the manager himself. Is that something now, Monday, we should just surpass it as football fans, as Manchester United fans, and just say, you know what, he's a captain, lay off him. Just like how we just said, Ronaldo is finished. That's it. Let's draw a line underneath it now.
Look, if the manager's called him captain after everything he's been through, you should hear what the manager had to say. The manager had to say the same thing Southgate said about him, endorsing him, saying what he's done in the past. Everyone can have a blip. We know about that. He said we can improve. He said for now, forget about the past, worry about the future now and what he does going forward. He wants characters in the dressing room. He wants people to be disciplined. He wants people to be proactive in the dressing room. And he wants to be severe. So he said the thing about he's going to be severe with the players. He wants the players to be severe with one another. So he doesn't mind a bit of arguments. This is what happens in every change room up and down the country. You know, this is really important. So I also think this is a message to Harry Maguire. Step up. There's a great comment in there from one of the boys in the comments saying about he's a Yorkshireman. He needs to grow some kahunas and start delivering. He's got opportunity here to be the leader of the new revolution, the new Manchester United. And fans need to get behind him as well. Forget what happened in the past, because then you also have to forgive the Rashfords for having a poor season, Martial and all these other guys. They're all going to be revitalised. So if Harry's the captain, let him organise the defence, let him do what he needs to do. If he doesn't do it correctly, then we get someone else in. But I don't think Erik Ten Hag is afraid of that. And get by signing a player like Martinez, who's left-footed, gives us that balance as well. He can play on the left side of the centre-back, and Maguire can play on the right, or we've got Varane. We've got so many options, and it's going to be a tough season. All these games congesting before November, before the World Cup, we're going to need them. So it's not about who starts, whatever, who's the best available at the day. So Martinez will get his opportunity. We blend him in, and Maguire as captain, or whoever's co-captain, whoever Maguire's on the bench, someone else will lead the team. You know, but it's not just one captain. There should be captains of defence, midfield, and attack, and leaders all over the pitch, and the manager there orchestrating them. So it doesn't really matter. Get behind Maguire, and we will. And because we haven't done well last season, he's addressed that. He's seen that. That's why he's strengthening the defence. It doesn't mean Maguire's going to get booted out, because you can't say he's captain one breath and then bring in another sign and say, "Oh, right, he's going to be first team player." It's a squad game these days.
Monday, can I ask one quick follow-up question? Do you see him playing on the right side of the centre-back partnership?
He's right-footed. He can do it both. Yeah. So I'd like to see the balance: left-footed, right-footed. That works for me. But he also, as you know, Maguire can do both.
Yeah, Mr. B. What's your thoughts on the view of these players? Obviously, you spoke about these players and the possibility they're fighting for the same position.
Good. They need competition. Everybody needs competition. I said already, you shouldn't have you have your brethren in training. You don't have any brethren on match day. You do what you do to get yourself into your team, and then you keep your spot in the team. If it means that your friend doesn't play, then he doesn't play. It's dog eat dog. That's the way that it goes. You know, if we win something this season and those players who didn't play had a part in that, that's something that we're going to accept. If they finish lower, then fine, they can moan, no, I could have played, or if they're losing games or whatever. But let's be honest, right now, there's a good vibe about the club. So anybody going there with a I attitude are the ones who, right now, the ones who probably will be booted out, because right now it's about we. And you can see that in everything that they're doing in training in the 2 games that they've seen in pre-season.
Yeah. Okay. Anything to brush up on that, Pat? Because
Look, lads, every piece of competition is good competition, and that's what I'd like to see. Harry Maguire, he's had to losing a bit of weight, which we found out recently. He looks a lot fitter in the Melbourne game. I know he got skinned in the first goal, but he is trying out the new system from Eric Ten Hag, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Eric Bailey seems to be playing very well. I can't see him as a starter if he doesn't get sold, but he's still putting competition. He's going to be chomping at the bit to get a game over other people. But this Martinez fella, I'm liking the sound of him. We all know his nickname is the Butcher. But what Eric Ten Hag has said about him is that he's a fighting warrior, but he's not just your average fighting warrior. He has controlled aggression. Now, there's a South American a South American word that they use for Martinez called a quinta. Now, I've tried looking her up. I don't know what it is. If I look it up in Google, it comes up as a large house within a village or an inn. But I'm kind of hoping that somebody in the comments will be able to explain what it means and why he uses the phrase about Martinez. I think it's just because you have to run through him if you want to get past him with the ball. I don't know, but it sounds exciting, and I hope it has some sort of meaning to it. But just touching on what Rebel says, this fella is 5'9", and Eric Ten Hag is not fazed by this chap's height. He says he's excellent in the air, and going on what Ralph Ragnick said at the end of his tenure, he did say that the team lacks aggression. This is what this Martinez fella is going to bring to the club. And when he comes into the team and he gets stuck in, what's that going to do? It's going to lift the mood of players around them, and they're going to get stuck in too. And that's what I want to see. I want this Martinez fella to come in here and have a rub-off effect on Harry Maguire. And all of a sudden, Harry Maguire gets a big, strong backbone in him and starts using that big nugget that he has and defending the way he should be. And forget about all that confidence issues last year. Draw a big fat line under the sand and move on. And this year is going to be a better year. And that's what new signings are all about. It doesn't just lift the club, it lifts players as well. So, look, I'm all for this. We have good players now, and let's keep going.
Right, guys. Good shout, Pat. 112 in the chat, but I've just got some news, and it is from a credible source as well. So I'm going to read it out. And Bath time, if you're not watching Love Island, I'm really sorry, but your boy Scott seems like he'll be leaving Manchester United in this transfer window. So according to sources, Eric Ten Hag does not see Scott or Wan-Bissaka in his plan for next season. He's told John Murtock to consider reasonable offer for both players this summer transfer window. The Dutchman has also told Man United board not to offer David De Gea a new contract until January. He wants to see if David De Gea can adapt to his system. So that's coming from a credible source. And that's within the last 10 minutes.
Very good.
Well, look, just a quick reaction to that. I think he's had time, 3 weeks of training, 2 games to really look at McTominay and whether McTominay can do the job. Get the ball, play quick, flowing football. You've seen him in the training drills, for example, being the middleman, picking in the middle, popping off for players to run onto and for that fast sort of play. And then we've also seen in the matches now. So Ten Hag's obviously had his eye on the player. He's had enough time to make a judgment. And there you go. That's the judgment. And a lot of fans would agree with him because I personally think in the tight games, top games against top teams, when it's tight in the middle of the park, I think McTominay struggles to get the ball out of his feet, doesn't have the passing range, 1-2 one-footed, and doesn't have the football IQ to really do anything. He's good at driving the ball, good direct, championship top player, could shoot, okay. But then so was the Irishman, the Northern Irish guy who used to play for Man United. I forget his name now, who had a wicked shot on him. But I don't think McTominay's good enough, and this is refreshing for me. And I think it shows that he's ruthless aggression.
Yeah.
Display once again.
So
Quick
once
one for me
again,
as well.
Ron.
You mentioned that he said don't give De Gea a new contract to Jan because he wants to assess us. The one thing that strikes me is we seem to be linked with letting a lot of our keepers go out on loan that since Henderson has departed. So that currently just leaves us with Heaton as backup. And I wonder, is there a plan to bring in a number 2 before the end of season?
It's another one, isn't it? It's another one. So let's move on to the next one, and it is about Donny van der Beek, guys. Stories are at the moment leaking out there to say that possibility he might leave on a sort of swap deal. So, have we got a quote for it, or we didn't get one up? I don't think we did. Okay, go on Monday. If you can.
All right, so about Donny van der Beek, another player in midfield. Man United offered Donny van Beek in a swap deal to sign a midfielder. Van Beek spent last season on loan at Everton after struggling to get regular football game time at Manchester United. His loan spell on Merseyside wasn't successful after picking up multiple injuries and once again failing to play regularly. Van der Beek has featured for Man United during his pre-season, but might not be at the level Ten Hag is hoping for if he wants to push for the Champions League places. Now the Dutch midfielder has also been included in a potential swap deal for AC Milan's former Arsenal player Benaker, according to the Calcio Mercato. That's Italian, I think.
It's Italian outlet.
Yeah, so Benaker was a regular AC Milan team and they would go on to win the Serie A last season. So it's unlikely they would let him go for cheap. According to the report, the Italian club value him at around 45 million, but offering Van der Beek might help Man United to bring the price down. By the way, he's a number 6. He plays as a sort of deep line playmaker, and that's a position that Ten Hag in his interview also highlighted that he needed a specialist in that position. That's why he was going for Frankie when he was referring to Frankie. So that's interesting news.
Yep, and another super chat there for you on Monday.
So the super chat again from Vincent, our representative from Holland. He said, in Holland, we do not value captaincy as much as in the UK. Maguire can still be dropped. Grinta equals grit, survive, nastiness, fighting for food. So that's the answer there, Pat Lawless.
Yeah, I got the pronunciation, the spelling from the subtitles of YouTube, and it said Quinta. So that's why I couldn't figure out what the pronunciation was.
Would you roll the tongue with the R, saying Grinta? I can't do it. Grinta. So yeah, that's beautiful. Surviving, nastiness, fighting for food, scavenger. He'll eat you alive. Yes, I like it. I like those characteristics.
Okay, so the questions I'm going to pose then, and just run it up and just get you guys all to get involved in this quickly. What difference has Ten Hag seen in Van der Beek from the player that he was with at Ajax? What would be why he would decide to let the player go right now if he was to let him go? And that's quotes, guys. That's not us saying it's true. Because I want Van der Beek to be successful at Manchester United.
Can I come in first? Because my bit is very, very brief in this. First of all, Benakur, he's entering the last year of his contract. So the valuation for me that they're quoting has been attributed to him is a bit steep for someone that could be available for a pre-contract in 6 months' time. That fact is courtesy of Bill Baggio, because we were discussing it in the community page earlier on. But I think obviously the assessment that Ten Hag will be taking is he's going to look at the level of development the players had since he left his tutelage at Ajax, and he's going to be thinking, okay, Donny hasn't come on at the rate that I would have expected of this player at this point. And maybe he's thinking, I've got better younger players that I can get more of a moulding on and fuse them into the squad and use Donny to get an area of the pitch that I am lacking in. So that's my view on it.
Mr. B?
I forgot the question, and
it was about Donny van der Beek. Donny van der Beek is almost like what Ten Hag saw. Gone.
Can I? My thing on it is he's been with him for 3 weeks. Technically, I'm going to assume that he hasn't dropped off that much, unless the drop off is that big that Ten Hag sees that there's no way back for him. I just think it might be a little bit of a nonsense. To positions that they play in, granted, are different. Ben. He seems to be,
Ben.
Yeah. He seems to be more of a deep lying player. So would he then be an option for De Jong? Although I know Ten Hag was very confident about and relax about the situation? Would this be more of a replacement for a De Jong type player, or would this be a player to play alongside him?
Going to fly till Monday.
Well, we need, as he said, there's in the interview, he's highlighted, they're talking about Frankie. He said Frankie's a specific player of quite high quality and very rare that you get a player of those sort of qualities for what he requires for his system. So it's not just the number 6, there's different number 6s. It's about the role that he plays for his system. So be able to pick up the ball, be press resistant, good technique, be able to play triangles. As we've seen, it's all about triangles around the pitch, building like that. So they play with those sort of abilities. So I imagine he's looking at AC Milan guys saying, this guy's got the abilities, and we have to start looking at second, third choice down the line, because you can't, if this deal does fall through, then maybe we need to look at other options, because he does highlight that area as an area of concern, an area of need. Hence why we're going for Frankie.
Yeah. Pat, with this guy that apparently the swap deal is we're meant to be doing, the rumor is he's very injury prone. So is it a player that we need? Oh, then there you go. Is it a player you think we need to get again? Because obviously with Manchester United, we have a record of going out buying players slightly cheaper because their injury record. So rather than actually going out and buying a player that's fully fit, we've been doing this for years under the Glazers to save a bit of money.
Anytime I hear anything to do with a swap deal, I think it's all just a lot of crap, to be honest with you. I never really take any notice in it. I really can't see Erik ten Hag selling Donny van de Beek when he's one of his players that's linked to his style of football with Ajax roots, and he's a very, very versatile player that could come in and cover in many roles. I just can't see it happening. It seems to be that Donny van de Beek is the last of the Pogbas and the Ronaldos that the press can clutch on anything to write a story about. And then if Donny van de Beek doesn't start in the first couple of games, you know the media are going to jump all over it. Donny's not happy, this, that. So I don't think there's any truth to the story. And I think Colin has put some good points up there to say that he's an injury-prone player. That kind of just settles it for me. I don't think there's that in this.
And also, as like you said there, Pat, it's almost like the Pogba of the world is not Manchester United. Your Lingard is not Manchester United now. So I think because of what happened to Donny van de Beek from the minute he first came to the club till now, it's almost like it's a media circus around him. Oh, why Donny van de Beek playing? Why this ain't happening? Why that's not happening? And now it's a case of between Ronaldo and Donny van de Beek now. And that's what the whole press is going to be coming with. So whether or not we believe it, yes or no, at the moment, I would love us to keep Donny in.
Clutching at straws.
Yeah, exactly. So, quick one, guys. If you're new to the channel, 103 in the chat. If you're new, please give us a subscribe. If you're not new, there's only 67 likes in the chat, guys. Can you just make sure you give us a like and also send in notification bells so when we go live, you'll see us. And we also go live every day of the week at 8:30. And as we said, there's a fantasy football league coming through starting next Tuesday. You also got a eye test or tactical breakdown show on Tuesday, or whatever show we're doing on Tuesday. You've also got the Friday night takeaway as well, and we've got the preview, the reaction shows as well, guys. So just make sure you tune into the Man United agenda. And the watch along with Talk's doing the watch along tomorrow, isn't he? Definitely Talk's doing the watch along tomorrow. Make sure you tune in as well. And Amanda, would you mind going through some of these comments before you do any other business? We've got loads of new people in as well, I've noticed.
Okay, so let me just go through this one. Coming from our Dutch source as well. Thanks, Vincent, man. You've been fantastic for the show. He's saying Donny in the Ajax team was a niche player. Perhaps if the new style develops at Man United, he can connect more in the box as he did at Ajax. That means coming in late, runs into the box, and being a link-up guy off the ball movement. Brilliant. Heard we're in for Sangara, says Bill Baggio, talking about number 6. Gavin Ward said, for me, then Van de Beek is not outstanding in any discipline in midfield. Don't get me wrong, good player, but not outstanding. I think they're better midfielders than Benton Carr. And I want to say hi to The Kidder. He says, well, you're new. Welcome to the channel. He said, I don't think Donny will fit into Ten Hag's team coming to the start of the season. Obviously, we're talking about how many times Bentancur's been injured. 10 times, 10 injuries since 2020, 2021 season. That's a lot. Septar saying swapping Van der Beek for Bentancur makes a lot of sense. With Bruno, Eriksson, Zidane, and hopefully De Jong, he won't be able to get a lot of chances. And we do really need a centre defensive midfielder. He would go play for Serie A champs, and we get a DM. Yeah, so that's they're liking that. A lot of people are saying here Donny should be sold, not built for the Premier League. Couple more here. We know about Ten Hag is rebuilding the club the right way. Says UK strains. Case later, how you doing? It says just glad we're getting rid of the players and who are not good enough finally. So yeah, that's about it. And quickly, last, I was just referring to Darren Gibson. Thanks, Lostella, my boy. How you doing, Lostella? Coach and great footballer back in the day. He's saying Darren Gibson. I compared Scott McTominay to Darren Gibson because they could shoot and just drive in one direction. Brummy Reds also in the house. Big up. There's a lot of Brummy Reds, isn't there? They drive up 2 hours to Manchester. He says maybe he has looked at Donny and to the level of other players, of Dutch players that are coming in, and think he's not up to level representing the Dutch players at Manchester United. That's interesting, that. So yeah, there's a few comments there about Donny van de Beek, and Calm is saying keep an eye out for Noni Madika. I still know this guy, possibly choice for the right winger and he goes. I think he plays for PSV. This guy.
And last but not least, on Monday, your favorite part of the show?
Well, it's just any other business we're talking about now. If anyone's got any other business to talk about, I just want to say it's been a good show. I like the topics. I like listening to, because we've got a good source from the horse's mouth to the manager, and we can sort of branch off of that. And I'm really pleased with the manager. He's the best signing that we've had in about 10 years, I'd say, at this rate, and long may it continue. That's me.
Mr. B, any other business?
I think we covered everything that we
What about the PSG right back? You're not liking him?
Oh, we're linked, yeah, but then I'm gonna get his name wrong, and everybody's gonna laugh at me. So the one who
the Moroccan
Dumfries,
right?
Hakim.
Hakimi, right?
Yeah.
So I can't see how he's gonna leave PSG for us, but if he comes in.
Yeah.
Over anything we've got, then yeah, we're talking about
Mr. B is excited.
Top player. Yeah, I'll take him. Him. No problem at all.
Rebel.
I'd just like to second that. That was my bit of any other business as well. Hakimi.
Oh, sorry, Rebel.
If we do get him, I swear. Do you know what, Dionk? I don't care if that deal happens or not. I would be absolutely happy as a pig in muck. I'd start you in centre midfield if we got Hakimi.
Pat.
I just seen a lot of comments today. A lot of people are excited about young Zidane, and they're saying about playing him beside Donny and playing him beside these other players. He's actually been in the under-8s with Charlie Savage. Sorry, he's been there with Charlie Savage since the under-8s. So at this stage, these two guys are playing together for so long. They're like kindred spirits, these two young guys. So I'd like to actually see these two stick together for as long as possible, because Charlie Savage is not getting as much of the praise as Zidane is at the moment, because he's not doing the Cruyff turns, but he's doing as much as the hard work. So not taking anything away from Zidane, because Zidane's been excellent either. So just people watch out for Charlie as well. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think as well, you are right what you're saying. It's like when you had the likes of Paul Scholes, Ryan Giggs, and the way sort of Ferguson integrate them into the team. And they went on the class of 92, went on to do a wonderful thing. And I think there's a couple of players in this youth system at the moment set up who can actually come in to this team right now. And I know we've got a coach who does it sort of like as a religion, you know, bringing like young players through, making players look different, making them like players that people wouldn't look at, make them look really good. And I think with Ten Hag there, he can actually bring these players in gradually to improve the squad over years to come. And these could be the future of Manchester United. And again, we are probably one of the only clubs in Premier League history, or even since football started, sort of the club, that actually constantly bringing you through every single season.
What we do.
So yeah, but guys, that was brilliant. Absolutely amazing. Loved it. Enjoyed it. Thanks to everyone in the comments. I'm Solo. OMONDI, Mr. B, Pat, and Troublemaker Rebel.
Good night.
Guys, this is our time. We've been going for longer than we thought. So from us, we'll be back soon, guys. Thanks to everyone for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the Money Agenda. And we are on the road to 2.5k subscribers. So just make sure you set your notification bell, give us a like, give us a share, and give us a subscribe as well. Good night from us.